everyone, and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my very first clean with me video and give you guys a little peek into what it's like here at the house for me. I was away for the weekend, and when I came back on Sunday night, the house was a little upside down. And so getting my kids ready for school on Monday morning, I thought, if I got to clean my house, I might as well record it for y'all to see, right? So let me just quickly backtrack. And in my last video, I had promised, but I hereby solemnly swear that from here on out, I will upload a video every week and let you guys know what's going on in my life. But that was about 2 weeks ago. And so the main reason why there wasn't a video last week was because I was really struggling on what I wanted my video to be focused on. I love doing plus size videos. It has become a passion of mine, but it can get really pricey. And so since Thanksgiving is just next week and the holiday season just around the corner, after that, I'm really focused into the holidays and making sure that we have everything we need. And I do like to give back as much as possible during this time of the year. And so for that reason, I'm going to be focusing my videos more on like the vlog style and day in the life. Hence the reason why today's video is a clean with me. I'm thinking that maybe my next video is going to be a decorate with me and transitioning my home from fall to the holiday season. I would really love to do that. So if you're interested in that, comment down below and I will make sure to bring that to you guys next week, since we are going to be putting our tree up. Not yet sure if we want to put it up before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving. We really do have a really big group of people that come here. So comment down below, do you put your tree up before or after? But without further ado, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now. I would love to have you as part of my family. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up so that I know that you enjoyed today's video and so that I can do more for you. I mean, I clean every single day. It feels like sometimes several times a day. And why not record that for you guys to see if you guys enjoy watching it? So let's jump right in. So it's about 10:30 in the morning. I've already come back from bringing my kids to school. I've made my dad breakfast, and now I'm ready to jump into my normal morning cleaning. As you can see, it's quite messy. The kitchen is really where it's at. I mean, the dishes are all over the place. There's a mess from breakfast, and so I'm just going to jump right in. The way I like to clean is I go by sections. So right now I'm working on that first section of counter, and I'm gonna work my way over to like where the stove is. And you'll see me kind of move things around the kitchen. It's just because I'm moving it closer to where it really belongs. And then when I get to that section, it's easier for me to put it where it needs to be. So because of the countertops we have, I use a special spray that I make myself. It's just water, Dawn soap, and a few drops of essential oil so it smells nice. And the bottle that you see that I have it in, I got from the Grove Collaborative. I really like getting things from the Grove Collaborative. It's everything that I need right to my doorstep. They have great brands like Mrs. Meyer's and tons of things that you just don't find in the store anywhere else. There is a link in the description box below if you want to check it out and get a free 5-piece gift basket, which is exactly how I got the glass bottle that you see there, and I've been hooked ever since. As I mentioned earlier, Christmas is just around the corner, and so I keep seeing the cutest things in the store, and I kept piling it in the same spot on the counter there, but I was tired of seeing it, so it's totally time for it to go. Plus, I'm getting ready to pull all my Christmas decor out from last year, and I'm sure I'm going to find doubles of something. I really should get in the habit of not buying things in the store until I know what I've got in my collection from the year previous. We recently had this kitchen renovated, and even though we cook with our fan on from the microwave, that upper cabinet still seems to get soaked with steam, and so we're constantly wiping it down just so that we don't have the same problem we had with our previous kitchen. And I'm done with this side of the kitchen. This counter looks nice and wiped down. Everything is where it needs to go. So let's jump over to the other side of the kitchen where the sink and the trash is. It usually always seems so much more overwhelming than it actually is because of all the dirty dishes, but usually I can fit a lot of things into the dishwasher. Comment down below if you feel like you're constantly rearranging your dishwasher to your liking. It's official, the hair's up in a bun. I'm actually proud of myself for keeping it down as long as I did. What you see me doing here is emptying the clean side of the sink. We have a dual side sink and we use the smaller side to put clean dishes in so that they dry before we can put them away. But what I do is I empty the sink completely by grouping things on the stove side of the kitchen into like liked areas so that I'm not constantly going back and forth. And once the sink is completely emptied, then I'll go back over to the stove side and start putting things where they go. By this time, it's about 11:30, and I realized that I hadn't yet eaten anything at all, and so I'm making myself a quick meal replacement shake. I prefer the pumpkin spice Herbalife. If there's anybody out there that does meal replacement shake, comment down below and let me know what's your favorite one. So usually when I'm done washing all the dishes, I will clean out the bottom of the sink. As you can see, there's lots and lots of food particles there that I'm gonna shove down the dishwasher. And I used to just use dish soap, but now I also go ahead and with this Bon Ami, which is like a soft cleanser and really good for the fire clay sink. I will link it in the description box below so that if you're interested in taking a look, you will be able to find it. All right, this side of the kitchen is all done. Everything's wiped down. The dishes are drying on the dry side of the sink. And there's just one more section to complete for the countertops, which is this little peninsula area. All right, I'm all done with the kitchen counters, and now it's time to turn my attention to our dining room table, which never really usually looks this messy. There was just a lot going on here. There was leftover breakfast from earlier in the morning with the kids. There was some crafts that I was working on, some homework the kids were doing. And as I mentioned before, I like to move things to different areas as I'm cleaning so that they're closer to where they belong. So you'll see that the Christmas items that you saw on the counter earlier have moved to the table so that I can box them up and put them in a safe spot for when I start decorating next week. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you'll know that I live in Florida and hurricane season is just over. I believe it ends like at the beginning of November. And so we had our hurricane supply box there on the floor by the table in case we needed it. And so it was now time to put that sucker away. So now I'm just wiping down the table with a damp cloth, and then I'm going to go over it with this Pledge Revive It. I really like what it does for the table. It gives it a nice, really shiny, almost mirror finish, and it makes it look really nice and polished. And so here I am just rubbing it in, and then you're going to see here the before and the after. Love, love, love the way the table looks. Once I finish polishing it up, I will make sure to link that down in the description box if anybody's interested in it for your wooden tables at home. I also use this on our furniture in the living room because the sides of the furniture are wood, but the cushions themselves are leather, and it makes the furniture look nice, bright, shiny, and brand new. So it was around 12:30 and I realized that I needed to make my dad some lunch. So we had some leftover pork chops that needed to be cooked from the night before. I seasoned them up real quick with some adobo sazon and a splash of vinegar. And I paired it with some tostones, which are plantains, fried plantains. And I like to put on top of my plantain something that we call mayo ketchup, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of ketchup, and some garlic. I like to think of it as like a Puerto Rican Thousand Island. Here's a quick video on how I make it. And here's a quick shot of what it looks like all done. You saw me earlier remove all the chairs from around the dining room table. Now I'm removing the stools. I like to do this because it's much easier for me to sweep if they're completely out of the way, and it helps me get around the table easier when I'm cleaning the table. So I'm giving the dining room a really quick sweep, and then I'll move on into the kitchen. You'll notice throughout the video that in some parts of the dining room here and in the living room there are missing baseboards, and that's because we recently had the kitchen renovated, as I mentioned earlier, actually really recently, and with that we also redid the floors throughout the main living area, and because we had the floors redone we had to pull up all the baseboards, but that's our next step, is just to have the baseboards replaced, and then we'll have some touch-up areas for paint and everything will be complete. Now that all the floors are dry, I'm going to just replace all the dining room chairs and stools for underneath the peninsula part of the counter. I really like having the windows open in this area because of the shape of the room. It creates a really good cross breeze and helps to ventilate the house nicely. So on really cool days, we can just open up the windows and the front door and not have to worry about having the AC on. Alright, the counters and the floors are done here in the kitchen, and even though my stove is clean, I never feel like it looks like all the way clean. So comment down below if you guys have any hacks or any products that you use to get your glass top stoves to looking brand spanking new every time you clean it. So this is our entryway. We actually just recently had these doors replaced. It used to be 2 double metal doors, and now we have this glass door with 2 panels on either side. This tends to be a dumping ground for a lot of things, especially since I have this wooden bench here that I had made. Moving on to this wooden table that my husband and I made together out of pallets. We were so proud of this table. We usually keep a lot of our family photos on it. There's a wax warmer, but this also tends to be a dumping ground because we throw our keys here or when we get the mail from the mailbox. It also tends to get very, very dusty. Now I will admit I haven't dusted this in a really long time, but being that it's right off the front door area and everybody has to walk past it and the dogs, this sucker gets dusty. Here's a cute photo of my husband and I back in high school, 2007. That was my senior prom. All right, now moving over to the living room, there's a nice clean sheet that my son took out of the dryer and threw on the sofa. I feel like it's every 5 minutes that I'm stopping to fix these sofa cushions, but I don't mind. It just means that my babies are snuggling up on the sofa. We have a basket of blankets that we keep under one of the side tables, and they're constantly taking them out to get nice and comfy on the sofa and watch their cartoons, and that's okay with me. So I am definitely a candle burner, especially while I'm cleaning. As once those aromas start hitting the air, it helps to motivate me to keep cleaning. I love it when the house is smelling nice and fresh. All of the candles here you see burning are not the same scent. However, they all are fall scented, and so I feel like they go nicely together. All right, so this table that you see here against the wall was actually a desk that was in my bedroom, and we pulled it out because we rearranged the room. It ended up staying in the living room for a while because my daughter's birthday was coming up, and we were using it to just kind of put all the things that we needed for her party in one place, but it really needs to be moved from there. Another thing that I like to do when I'm cleaning is I will take a Febreeze, whatever one I have on hand, which in this case is a fall scented one, of course, and I spray all the pillows on our sofas. I do the curtains in the living room and the curtains in the kitchen, and here I am just sweeping. Now, as you can see, there is a lot of floor space in this house, so sweeping is a pain. I sweep usually every other day, if not every day. I hate the feeling of having like dirt under my feet, and so I feel like I'm constantly sweeping this floor. The last thing I need to do here is just to mop the entryway, the hallway entryway, and the living room, and that brings us to the conclusion of this clean with me. That's it for this video today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around with me. Thanks for checking out this clean with me video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions. As always, I will also make sure to link all of the products that I used in today's video, as well as the link for the Grove Collaborative special deal where you get a 5-piece free gift basket. Definitely check them out. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys today. I'll catch you in the next one.